First of all, before we start, just want to say thanks to everyone for all their support and help with everything that's happened. As you all know, as we were coming down from Fraser Island there through the Wide Bay Bar, when we came into Mooloolaba, we had a bit of an issue with our motor. So, moral of the story, what happened was the engine mounts at the front of the motor had sagged a little bit over the trip, making the coupling in the back of the shaft break. We were advised by Coast Guard the best option was to put our sails down and get towed in, as you can't, well, you're not recommended to cross the Mooloolaba Bar with your sails up. So we thought it best to be safe, and we did what we were advised, dropped the sails and got towed in. So this episode, yeah, we're going to take you around the boat, show you around the boat, introduce ourselves, have a bit of a meet and greet. As you can see, we've got Renee behind me here.
Hello.
So we'll get to know each other and show you the boat, and yeah. Once again, thanks for your support and enjoy.
Was up in the hard stand for a couple of weeks getting fixed, and about 3 weeks ago it was all finished, so it got put back in the water, and we have been living on Insatiable for about 3 weeks in the marina, and it's been awesome. The marina is a fabulous place to be. There's great people, everyone wants to have a chat. There's so many people, you know, giving us their advice, taking us out, you know, for sailing lessons, so it's been fantastic. Last night we anchored at the pond in Mooloolaba, which is where we seem to spend most weekends because it's such a beautiful spot. Alright, let's jump into the boat tour.
So we're up the front of the boat here. As you can see, so we'll start with Insatiable. Insatiable is a 39 Bruce Roberts. We have a 39 build, and we're about a 3.4 beam. So pretty beamy, enough room in there for us to definitely have enough room downstairs. If you come at the front here, we've got our anchor. So we've got a hydraulic anchor down here. Simple thing, we just wrap the train around it. It doesn't have a gypsy on it, which is something that we are going to be getting in the future. It's generally designed for a rope, but it still works. And once we get a bit more into it, we'll be probably putting a gypsy on there to make it a bit more easy. At the moment, same thing. Foot on the button, anchor, winch goes around, pulls the winch up. Pretty self-explanatory. So we've got a reef furler. They're known around Byron Bay because that's where they came from, down in New South Wales, Australia. Pretty good furling system, pretty strong, nice and simple, and really good to use. So we're set up as a cutter rig, so you can put a tackle and sail here, and we haven't yet done it. We've sort of just left it here for a bit of support. Maybe something in the future, but we don't actually have a sail to put on here at the moment, so we haven't done it. We've got our forward hatch here that just goes down into the front bedroom. So we've got all Maxwell hatches, which are pretty new. We'll head back down this way a little bit. We come to our rigging. So we're a fully stainless steel rig. We've got a 13-meter mast. Yeah. What was that? Alright, as you can see in the first video, we did have some pretty inadequate lifelines that were on the boat. They were sort of fraying because I guess it'd been left in the sun for a while. So at the moment we got these ones here. That's just a temporary thing. In the future we'll be getting the metal lifelines to go all the way through, and just sort of tighten it up and pull it together again.
Alright, that's the front, so let's go to the back. Alright, this is where the electricity gets generated and the pond fishing gear is kept. We've got 3 solar panels here and a wind generator up there. They feed into the batteries to keep us powered when we're not at the marina. We've got a ladder, 2 lazarette cupboards here. This one's got all the gas bottles in it, and this one is just pretty much full of fishing stuff, ropes, nets, all that sort of stuff. The board where the outboard's normally kept. So the gas bottles are kept down here. Show you there, we've got 2 gas bottles. down there. The good old parson who likes to give us lots of drama every time we try and start her. But tender's been pretty good. The Cockpit, which is where Chris and I live most afternoons and certainly every weekend. So she's really comfy. You can lie like this, spread your legs out, have a drink. We've got this cool table here that flips out, and actually a couple of screws just fell out of it. We found that a lot of the screws and little knickknacks are a little bit old, and so we probably need to spend a good weekend just replacing everything. But it works. Alright, so we've got the compass here, which is always handy to navigate with. And we have a autopilot, so there's the gear for it there. The wheel comes off if you want it to. We can stick it on the side there to make a little bit of room. She's got 2 self-tailing winches. This is really cool on here, let me show you. She's got a massive storage cupboard. You can keep heaps of stuff as well. So we've pretty much got the door there and bean bags. Actually, I won't be able to pull them all out, but you probably saw in one of our, actually it was our first video, Chris was standing right in there. That's how deep it was. So it's about 6 foot deep. What else do we have in there?
So we've got our bean bags. We've got some spare sails. We've got a storm sail, got another jib sail in there. We've got an esky. We've got all the platforms to make a bed out here. So where Renee's standing at the moment, all of that turns into a bed. So it'd be nice and comfortable on a long passage.
Alright, so we've got a fully enclosed bibney, which is great. The roof here flips over and we can zip it up. And then we've also got 2 clear sides that can go there, which were handy when it rained a few nights ago. Kept all the rain out, so she's super dry in here. Alright, so this winch here is what we use to raise the mainsail, and we've got some clutches behind here. Got speakers on either side, so we can play the radio from down below and have the music blaring out here. This is our depth sounder. Whoops, that's not the on button. That's the on button. This shows the depth from the bottom of the keel. You can see that there's 2.1 metres below us at the moment. It's also a little fish finder that the kids love, and it gives them the illusion that there's actually fish in the water. Although we never catch any.
Not that we have kids. It's
no.
Friends with kids, not our kids. No kids.
Alright.
As Renee said, behind you we've got the safe-tailing winch. That's what we use for our main halyard, also lifting or lowering the boom. We usually use it to tension the boom as well. We've got our 3 clutches behind, all one-way clutches, so we can always lock it off nice and safe. I also use this winch when I hoist Renee up the mast to do anything. Obviously I don't go up because all 95 kilos of me is a bit too much for Renee to winch. So she's a lot lighter and it's much easier to winch her up. These little winches we do have around, we don't really use them at the moment. They are used to tension up the bottom of the boom as well. But it's all fine being locked and we don't really have to worry about it at the moment. Down the back here you've already seen our safe-tailing. This is our furling line, so that's with the reef furler. So when we let the head sail out, we let this off, and that's what allows us to pull the jib out. Moving down the back. Down the back here is our aft cabin. So we sleep under here. So this is above our bed here, so we've got nice circulation of
Sneak
air.
peek.
So So nice circulation of air coming through these hatches. They're really, really great. And then yeah, you can see down
that
there,
can open up to let some more air in.
That's sort of an emergency as well. In case we can't get out, there's a fire in the front of the boat. We can just lift that up, and then we can hop out of the boat as well.
Yeah. At night we've got a piece of wood that slots in there.
And obviously whenever you're sailing, all of this is completely closed and sealed in case you take a wave. So we've got a fully enclosed stainless steel enclosure, like Renee said. Very strong, very sturdy. With a couple of LED lights that run through.
And they connect to the cigarette lighter.
Yeah, so it's nice and simple. Just a cigarette lighter here. Just take off, we plug straight in.
The light turns on.
We're fully wired for 240, so when we're in the marina, we just plug in. We can charge all of our batteries and everything. But honestly, the solar panels and the wind generator and the motor gives us enough battery, and we've never ever ran out of power. And we run the freezer 24/7, and lights and fans when it's hot, and the radio's always going. So plenty of stuff. But let's go below and have a look and see what's down there.
Alright, so we're down below. This is probably one of my favourite spots inside the kitchen. Not that I love cooking, but I love food. So where should I start? Got a sink here. We don't have any hot water in the kitchen. The only type that's got hot water is actually the shower. So this is just filtered, that's unfiltered. We don't have any seawater coming into the kitchen, so you know, both taps are just fresh water. Under there we've got the knives and forks. This is our freezer. It's absolutely massive, it fits heaps in it. So you can see in there's heaps of room. The lid sometimes falls off. Alright, do it up there. This is our fridge. As you can see in there, heaps of room for stuff. The fridge doesn't run off the batteries, it runs off the motor. And so almost every day we run the motor for about 20 minutes just to keep the fridge cold. And that 20 minutes seems to keep the fridge going for the whole day. I think in summer we'll probably have to run it twice a day, but at the moment with the weather we've got, once a day has been fine. We've got the gimbal stove, the gimbal stove that moves. Two things there, runs by gas. It's got a little oven there as well, which is handy for baking. All our plates and stuff there. We've got these cool cupboards, and they run all along.
Okay, so in here we have the head. That's where all the magic happens. So behind the door here we have a shower, and so hot water. We've got a hot water system that runs off 240 and a hot water system that runs off the motor. So there's always hot water. You can just run the motor for about 10 minutes and you'll have plenty of hot water to have a shower. So we've got all fresh water coming through here. Plenty of storage in there to keep all of your information, all of your goods and toothbrushes, toothpaste, hair gel. We've got a nice air vent through here, so heaps of fresh air that comes in. This is the toilet, as you've all probably seen in episode 2 that I got covered in good stuff with. Really good toilet, nice and simple, doesn't run off power, so it's really, really great. Simply, all you do to flush out is you pull this lever, and that's a very strong pump that will suck everything out, and to put water in, we just pull this one. All this is going to be all tidied up and all look all beautiful at the moment. It's like that for now.
Now to the saloon, which is here. Plenty of sitting space. This table folds out so it gets bigger. There's storage behind all of these couches, so you can open in there, under there, some more stuff up behind there. Storage underneath all of these, obviously behind there as well, which is great. In here we pretty much use as our pantry, so there's food, and then I've got handbags and jewellery in there. Flip open the table for you. We've got a gorgeous piece of wood as a table here. So it goes like that, and we've got a metal rod that goes from there to that to hold it up. these work. Alright, we don't have a TV, but we've got a whopping big computer there, which we can watch movies off the USB or hard drive or something like that. Bookshelf with lots of books. Alright, let me take you to the forward cabin. Is it here? I can jump up. It's a little bit small, but pretty comfy. You can sort of lie like that if you want and take up the whole bed, or you can share it between two.
If you lie the other way, it's a bit more it's a bit more.
Yeah, normally people have got their head here and their feet down there, but it's a nice little day bed. And Chris, do you want to pass me the camera and I'll show them the cupboards here? Okay, so that's pretty much the extent of my hanging space these days. I had to cut a lot before we moved on. And there's drawers down here. It's another little cupboard with towels and stuff. I've got the battery charger up here that charges the batteries when we're connected to 240 at the marina.
We've got a battery charger up the top here which charges our house banks under here. So at the moment we've got 3 house bank batteries under here, which are deep cycle marine batteries, which hold all of our power so we can run the boat and operate self-sufficiently. Moving back behind you here, we have another battery under the back here, which gives us 4, and that one just sits under here and it's just sitting in this little compartment there. We've got a little inverter here. So we've got a 600 watt inverter, maxes out at 1200. Isn't really enough to charge a laptop, but it's enough to sort of charge a phone all the time. And yeah, you can run a small TV off it, but we're sailors now, so we don't need a TV. To the front here, we've got our nav station. So under the back here, we just keep laptop, any maps, just sort of passports, all that kind of stuff. So we have our GPS navigator, which will give us our speed and our GPS signals, where we are and where we're going. We've got a little handheld radio here. If I'm down the bottom, Renee's up top, or vice versa. We have a HF transmitter here. Now we haven't yet done our license for our radio HF, so we've still got to get that done, and then we'll be able to use it correctly. Just got our normal radio down the bottom here, just a UHF radio that we can use. We've got AIS radar, so we can see who else is around us. Just a little radio, and then our control panels, so we can control the boat. This is a panel missing. There's going to be a wind speed and wind direction here. There'll also be an autopilot control from down the bottom here as well. Manual bilge pump, so we can flick that over to manual, pop any water out if we wanted to. And yeah, that's pretty much the inside.
Alright, this is the after cabin at the back, which is where Chris and I sleep. So we've got sort of a double bed around here, storage all underneath the bed, and this is basically our wardrobe. So we've got these shelves with boxes which have got most of our clothes in it, and then a deep cupboard behind this mirror here, which is full of stuff. It's a blanket and all sorts of stuff in there. Alright, so even though this is here, it's not too hard to get in and out of. It's the one sort of bit of yoga that you do in the morning as soon as you get out of bed.
Alright, so under here is where all the business happens. So under here we've got a 47 Yamaha horsepower diesel 4-cylinder motor. Puts us along nicely at about 6.5 knots at about 1.5 litres an hour. Obviously there's no need to do 6.5 knots while you're motoring, so there's no need to push it that hard. On the top here we've just got some storage, just for our cutlery and things like that. And under here we've got our water tank. So under here there's about 400 litres of water under here. And we've got that on both sides, so that's pretty handy to have.
Thanks for watching our boat tour episode. If you've got any questions, please feel free to leave a comment and we'll answer it on there.
Yeah guys, thanks for watching. All your comments, your supports means a lot. We really like going through and reading them. As you already know, we're new to sailing, so we are doing a couple of sailing lessons and taking the right safety precautions to make sure that, you know, we're both looking after each other and
that's right,
we're looking after the boat. So
stay tuned for some videos where we are learning and practicing sailing.
Yeah, so we've got a lot to do, a lot to learn. We'll have a lot of videos out, so enjoy, subscribe, and we'll talk to you.
See ya.